Minecraft is a game for everyone, right? Oh god, no. Haven't you realized that you can go to hell? And have you seen some of the Minecraft videos on YouTube? And yet we're the ones getting community strikes. Well, with this not being for everyone, there are bound to be some scary theories about the lore and the world, and those are what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Connor Monroe and this is the Top 10 Scary Minecraft Theories. Let's do it. And at 10, the beginning. The achievement you get for getting to the end is the end. The one you get for killing the Wither, however, is the beginning. Most people will typically fight the Ender Dragon before the Wither, since the Wither is commonly seen as the more difficult boss. So why would it be the beginning? Well, many Minecrafters seem to think that there was an ancient race of players that could build, mine, and do everything that the player can. However, they were wiped off the face of the planet by something, leaving us as the only remaining member of that long-forgotten species. But what could have wiped them out? What could have chased them into the end dimension? Well, some think the Wither. They had summoned the Wither accidentally and weren't strong enough to defeat it, so they fled, hiding in the end. But as we know, the end portal was closed. Why? How? Obviously someone had to stay to close the portal, and not everyone would be able to make it to safety. A terrifying thing, knowing that you're doomed. And at 9, Enderman Origin. Speaking of the beginning, how did the Endermen come to be? How did these beings get created? The simple answer is Notch, but the in-game answer could be a lot more sinister. Some people believe that the Endermen are actually the ancient race of builders chased to the end by the Wither, and over time evolution took hold. The only food they eventually had was the chorus fruits that we see, eventually bestowing these men and women with their abilities of teleportation. They grew taller to reach the fruit more easily, and they became the same pitch black of the void to hide from their dragon oppressor. But why hate us? Why come after us if we so much as look at them? Jealousy? Could they be mad that they had to give up everything to survive, yet here we are, thousands of years later, looking just like they did? Or perhaps they want us for food, thinking eating us will give them their powers back, like how the chorus fruit gave its powers to them. The Endermen are the only other mob able to place or pick up full blocks, and I mean even their name alludes to them being human. Ender men. Men of Ender. Human. And an 8, Dragon Tyrant. When you kill the Ender Dragon, you get the achievement Free the End, which is normally seen as you being able to explore the end freely. However, what if that means something more? I mean, the Endermen did have to turn the same color as the Void in order to camouflage while the dragon flew around willy-nilly. What if that's due to the fact that he is a tyrant that forced them to become his servants? I'm sure that the end crystals weren't there from the beginning, especially because we can make them ourselves, and we can even resummon the dragon after we've killed it the first time. This gives me the idea that maybe the dragon wasn't there from the start. Maybe the ancient builders fled to the end, lured the Wither there, and summoned the dragon as a last resort. In a one-on-one fight, the Ender Dragon does prevail, and Ant Venom even made a video about the Ender Dragon versus 50 Withers, and the dragon still won in 1.9. So what if the dragon was summoned to save them from the Wither, but they ended up getting stuck there, and since they couldn't kill the dragon to open the portal, they had to obey it. That's pretty scary to think about. The thing that you summoned as your savior turning on you and forcing you to serve them for thousands of years. Yikes. And at 7, Illagers. The Illagers are probably one of the scariest things in game, at least lore-wise. A version of the villagers who use black magic, attempting to control life and death itself. They get exiled because of their vile ways, and develop a grudge towards those villagers. So much so that whenever possible they will send out scouts to find and wipe out as many villages as possible. It could be why we see abandoned villages with zombie villagers inside. Pillagers have ransacked these towns and left whatever villagers were remaining to be eaten by zombies, a fate worse than death. MatPat and others also posit that perhaps these Illagers are kidnapping villagers to increase their numbers, due to the cruel experiments resulting in the creation of the Ravagers. Ravagers are similar to villagers, and there is no way that Illagers would sacrifice their already limited numbers to create them. Ravagers are definitely not natural mobs, so this could be all about one thing: revenge. Wiping out those who cast them aside for being different, and playing with the concept of life. And at 6, Wither Skeleton. Wither skeletons are found in nether fortresses, another structure no doubt built by ancient builders. However, where are these rare skeleton variants coming from? MatPat and others on Reddit have proposed the idea that maybe these are just the bodies of fallen builders, buried in or absorbed by the soul sand we know has faces of screaming souls trapped inside. The skeletons left over could have been burnt from the harsh climate of the nether or the blazes found in the very same structures. Having to fight off the reincarnated burnt skeletons of your former friends and family is horrific. epic, but doing that in literal hell is too much. This could be how they discover the unique properties of soul sand, and this then leads to them accidentally summoning the Wither after so many failed attempts at bringing their lost comrades back from death. Halfway through number 5, what are ghasts? Ghasts, the giant floating jellyfish of the nether. What the hell are they really? Giant floating jellyfish mutated due to the harsh climate of the nether? Some other mob that's been warped due to eating warped mushrooms in netherwart? Or is it half of a person after some builders had a little too much fun one night? Nobody knows, but we can guess. They could have been some form of squid brought to the nether and tested on by the ancient builders. They were changed thanks to their diet of warped mushrooms, crimson root, and netherwort. They could have survived in water and cauldrons, since that's still a thing. They got bigger, and thanks to the climate, they developed an immunity to lava and fire, and their ink morphed into the ability to shoot fireballs from their mouths. It's gruesome and horrifying, but that's what happens when you experiment on squids in hell. I'm guessing. I haven't tried that yet. And at 4, Forgotten Souls. Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons are separate games. However, aspects in one game can help in finding lore in another. Take the FNAF series for example. Details from one game can make sense for details in another, and the souls from Minecraft Dungeons help give us an explanation about one of Minecraft's deadliest mobs, the Vex. The Vex can be summoned by an evoker, an illager variant that only spawns in woodland mansions or during a raid. The Vexes were always a mystery. We didn't quite know what they were until we figured out that they were most likely souls, like what we can collect in Minecraft Dungeons. The evokers literally have control over life and death, something they were searching for and got banished for. They can do it. They have the technology, and it's showcased in the Vex. And those Vex can be mighty powerful when wielding an axe, so it's very concerning that these can just be summoned out of nowhere and can do harm. But where did these souls come from? Are they dead villagers or dead players? Who knows? And at 3, Zombie Virus. How could there possibly be a zombie virus, you may be asking? It's a simple game and nobody turns into a zombie unless it's a villager being killed by a zombie. And that would be true, unless they're found in the nether. If you bring a piglin or hoglin into the overworld from the nether, within 30 seconds they will have converted into their zombie variant. Why would this be a hint towards a zombie virus? Well, they wouldn't have the immune system to fight against the virus. However, after generations, everything in the overworld is immune, unless otherwise compromised, like getting killed by a zombie, or for pigs, getting hit by a lightning bolt. It makes sense, and is pretty horrifying when you think about it, knowing that the difference between us and our little green friend is that we were born a few generations later. Little green friend means zombie, not anything else. That also reminded me of the green-eyed monster from the Berenstain Bears episode 10 or something like that. That little Grinch knockoff had me scared as hell as a child, at least. Not really now. I mean, I watched the episode now just to make sure I wasn't crazy, but yeah. As a kid, I could hardly watch the episode. And at 2, Origins of Everything. Minecraft is an interesting game lore-wise. Like, everything we see has to come from somewhere. All the monsters, creatures, and buildings have to have a beginning, but what was it? One Reddit user going by the name Me suggests that the reason we have so many different monsters to fight, but no other builders, is because Herobrine changed them all into these mobs. Think about it. While some of these creatures like skeletons and zombies can be explained away thanks to being reanimated builders, where did the others like creepers, endermen, spiders, guardians, villagers, blazes, and more come from? Sure, we have explanations for some, like the idea that creepers could be plants, but there's official Minecraft merch that shows creepers with TNT in their bodies. So could these be ancient builders who were demolitionists or miners? Herobrine also may have started as a creepypasta, but as soon as removed Herobrine was put in the patch notes, he became canon. This could very well be the origin of Minecraft. And for those of you who say he isn't canon, he's literally in the patch notes. Even if they didn't actually have to remove him, putting removed Herobrine in the patch notes makes him canon. It's an official source. Finally, in at number 1, the Void. What is the Void? Well, it's fairly simple in our world. It's the bottom of the generated world that leads to nothing. But what is it in-game? Inside the game world, the Void is just an endless fall with nothing on the other side. We somehow die from falling out of the world, but does this mean that the Void kills us? Or is it us freezing to death like in the dark void of space? Or is it suffocating us by cutting off all the oxygen? If you fall out at the end, you don't land in the overworld, so it's not above anything. What is going on? How does the Void kill us? Obviously, it's a painful way to go, considering how it takes a while, and we can survive it using golden apples, with the full inventory being able to keep you alive for around 8 hours or something like that. So that would be incredibly painful and is honestly terrifying to think about, especially because it's possible to break bedrock thanks to glitches. So it's possible to fall out of the world in every dimension, not just the end. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary Minecraft theories. Do you have any other scary Minecraft theories? Most of these were from MatPat and Reddit, one from me. So if you have any others, let me know below. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.